Hey, what's happening, my friends? It's Saturday night. It's about 8:20 p.m. and I'm just kind of hanging out a little bit. I just tested this Super Nintendo that I picked up yesterday, and even though it's dirty as hell, it still works fine. And I also had that Super Nintendo in the death pile that I picked up at the Savers about 6 months ago. It was $4.99 just for the console, but I used a $2 survey coupon, so it was only $3. And it also works well. But the problem is this thing is super gunked up, so I went ahead and pulled out my box full of Nintendo tools. I've got just random Game Boy covers and miscellaneous items to help me open up these things. If you guys don't know, about 6 or 7 years ago, I was a full-time Super Nintendo seller. All I would do was find lots of Super Nintendos and games and stuff on eBay and sell them on Amazon for a markup. And I was doing like $90,000, $100,000 a year gross sales, but I was very busy. I was basically buying anything I could get my hands on. And I think I made like $25,000 or $30,000 the first real year that I did it. But it just got to be where it was just too much work. It feels like it was like an 80-hour-a-week job. I just decided that a 10% markup just wasn't going to be enough for me to keep on spending all those thousands of dollars every month. Alright, I just used my handy-dandy bit to get all of these screws out, and I'll tell you what, it was no easy task. If you guys can see down here, this is all like Coca-Cola or soda or something, and it made it really difficult to get off. It got all over the board and everything, but surprisingly it didn't bother anything. This is actually a UN1 console, which means this is one of the first ones made. If you guys know anything about the Super Nintendos, the UN1s, they actually had a lot of this it was just made much better. A lot more metal. The later ones didn't have it, but then you run into the ones called the UN3, and you can look on the back. You can look on the bottom. It'll show you like UN1, UN2, UN3. Some of the later UN3s had an upgraded graphics board. Those can actually make the item worth more money if you know how to spot the. You got to actually open it up, and it'll say like one chip on it. And that's the good one. So basically, I don't want to mess around in this thing more than I have to. I'm not going to do anything about this stuff down here. What I will do is I'll clean this up real good so that it doesn't stick anymore. I could take all this stuff off, but I'm scared that I won't put it back on right. It's been so many years since I worked on Super Nintendos, and I just don't want to make more problems for myself. So I'm just going to get a toothbrush and alcohol, and we're just going to clean this up, and it should help out a lot. I'll probably just take this to the sink and just clean it off and dry it out real good. I mean, this Coke and everything has been in here for like 20 years or longer probably. It's not going to hurt it at all. Otherwise, it would have already killed the machine, but it's all good. So I'm just going to clean this out, and I'll return here in a bit. Alright, I had this eject button sitting in hot, soapy water, and all the crud's gone. There was just a big buildup of dirt and crap, Coke. I was able to clean all that stuff off, but this stuff is stained, and I don't think you're ever going to get that out. But I have no doubt this will work like new again. So all I need to do now is just get this stuff here. Otherwise, it's going to stick, and there's going to be problems. Alright, so I was kind of hoping not to have to take this piece out, but this thing was so caked with Coke resin or whatever. It was all over this thing, and look how it's just built up on it from years of just, I don't know, just caramelizing. That's the reset button. So basically I'm just going to have to go ahead and clean this shit out and then do the same thing with this, but I'm going to do this and then put this back because I don't want to get them mixed up. I know it really probably doesn't matter, but it will matter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so I'm basically just, I got the other side off right now, and I'm just scrubbing that Windex in there, getting it real nice. Now, if you guys don't do this, if you guys run into a situation where you got Coke in the port there, and you guys don't actually do this, you're not going to be doing anything good for yourself. It's just going to be a problem, and so basically, all you got to do is just snap that little purple thing out, and the white thing will come out, and snap it back in when you're done. Just make sure you clean both sides. Alright guys, I just got done cleaning up that Super NES, and as you guys can see, everything works fine. It's all clean in there now. The buttons move. They weren't moving before. This reset button was stuck before because it just had so much gunk, but it's been cleaned out now. Good to go. If you guys ever get a Super Nintendo, you're going to probably want to do this anyway, even if it's just for yourself. So you just throw this guy in. This is Super Street Fighter. Hit the old power button. Fires right up. And I want to test these controllers. I found that this is my personal copy of this game. I use this to test pretty much Super Nintendo stuff if I ever find it. I like it because it lets you use the R and L buttons, and that's important for testing this. So I'm going to give these controllers a test, and I just wanted to show you guys what I was doing with the Super NES. If you guys have any other questions about the Super Nintendo, maybe I can help. Just leave a comment below and I'll try to get back to you. Hey, how's it going guys? It's Sunday morning. It's 9 a.m. I've been drinking some coffee, just kind of chilling out. And this is what I got going on today, guys. I'm going to get this Super Nintendo stuff listed. I've got those boxed items over there ready to go. All I got to do now is test these games and make sure they're working. I've already cleaned the contacts with alcohol using a Q-tip, and we're going to see what we can do. I really want to get this stuff listed because this stuff is easy money, and I don't really collect Super Nintendo stuff much anymore. I'd much rather have the cash. Alrighty, we're just over here testing out the Mario paint and mouse, and hey, it's fun to have a little bit of fun. Hey, I'm back over here at the photo table after a brief break, and when I say brief, it was about 3 hours. I had to help Mr. K get a vehicle to the mechanic and take him back home. It feels like we've always got a car in the shop these days. Anyway, I'm sitting over here with my Super NES mouse. I just had to do a little cleaning job that I wasn't expecting. If you guys remember, there was all that crap in the controller. I ended up having to take the controller apart. Basically, you just have to pull these two screws out, and you pull it out, and you can pop these little buttons off here. They just had so much gunk in there that it just wasn't going to look right. So I ended up just, pulling them out and putting the comment on them, and I got them cleaned up real well. There's still some stains that won't come out, but I think it should be okay. I'm really excited because this is a pretty nice looking box, and the value of this stuff really depends on the condition, so I think this should do okay. I've already got these items photographed. This is going to be sold separately. This is probably like a $15 game. This is probably like a $15 game. I'm going to end up selling this system with the Super Mario. We're going to end up selling the Home Alone boxed copy and the Mystic Quest. This sells for about, this will probably be listed for $35. This right here will probably be listed for $50 plus shipping. And then I've already photographed the system. It's coming with the two controllers, the hookups, the manual, and of course the Super Mario World game. And I should be able to get about 100 to 120 plus shipping on that. I still got to do some more research, but I think I'm going to end up asking 130 to 150 on the mouse. I just have to check to see what other people are selling theirs for, but it looked like the comps were pretty good. It'll be nice to get this bad mamma jamma listed. I could use the dineros, the doll hairs. Hey, what's happening, my friends? It's 10:50 p.m. Sunday night. I went ahead and got all of the Super Nintendo items photographed today. I also packed up that system. That's the system with the two controllers and Super Mario World. Then I went ahead and photographed those pieces of Tupperware I got that day, and that Corningware pot. I also photographed that nice glove. So it looks like the only things I have left to do are to photograph those VHS tapes. I just need to test those. I had a chance to watch the Midwest Pickers live hangout tonight, and I was able to run into my old pal Chuck and Peanut, and it looks like they'll be joining us over here at the new channel. Welcome Chuck, Peanut, and a big welcome to all of you new subscribers as well. Glad to have you. I figured I'd show you guys what sold between yesterday and today. The first item we got going out is this nice Cutco paring knife. I picked this up at our local Salvation Army a week ago maybe. I paid 85 cents for it and it sold for $42.99 with free shipping. And the next item we got going out is one of Richard's Records. We took an offer on this for $8.50 plus $3.45 shipping. I picked up these Soothie cooling gel pads at the Salvation Army. I think they were $1, maybe $2, and they sold for $7.99 with free shipping. I got this lamp timer at one of the Savers. I think I probably paid about $2 for it, or $2.99. It sold for $7.99 free shipping. If you guys remember, I picked this up out of the free box at the Salvation Army. It sold for $9.95 plus $3.45 shipping. Shout out to Salvation Army free box. And then we sold this genuine Cuisinart blade. It sold for $9.99 free shipping. And I took a best offer on this Copco tea kettle, just waiting for the buyer to pay. And took an offer of $10 for that plus shipping. Alright, I want to tell a story that's been on my mind for a long time. And I have told a couple people about this, but it's kind of spooky. I found a pair of these headphones. They're from the 80s. They look like Sony Walkman headphones. In fact, you can see in the background that's a Sony Walkman. I found a pair of these back about 3 years ago at a garage sale in Exeter, New Hampshire. And I bought it. It was 50 cents. Well, I could never find many sold comps, but I did see one that sold for $30. This is like years ago. So I went ahead and posted mine for $30 too. And guess what? It sold almost immediately. And then over the next couple of years, I would continue to find this same pair of headphones at every thrift store that I ever went to on the coast. I found one at the Savers. I found one at the Goodwill in Seabrook. I found one at the Goodwill in Portsmouth. I found one at the thrift store in Northampton, and I just couldn't figure it out. And then in September, the last week I went out to Portsmouth for the week, I found 3 pair of these things sitting at the Goodwill. I found the first pair in the morning, and then the second time I went around in the afternoon, there were 2 pair there. One here, we got one down here, and then one up there. And sure enough, just like before, I listed these last week, and I just sold one for $29.95 plus shipping. The only thing that I can think of is there must have been some kind of manufacturing place around there at the time. Maybe back in the 80s, like a bunch of people had jobs there, and they had. I just don't know where these might have come from, and why I found like almost 10 pair over the last 3 years. I mean, usually when you find like this 80s new old stock stuff, you find like one item every decade. It's so random, but it's just like I keep on finding these. I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to go get this stuff packed up, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Catch you on the flip.